Okay, it is 8:02, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are having the best start to a new month. I hope you're really, really, really proud of all the efforts from last month. We're really excited to be here today and to be sharing with you guys. I picked some of my absolute favorite people to be sharing with y'all because I feel like they have so much value to add. But before we get into all the things, I would love to hear an answer to this question. And if y'all want to unmute, or if you want to drop a word in the chat. My question to you tonight is, when was the last time that you developed somebody on your team? You helped them earn a rank. And what was the feeling you had when they hit that rank? So two-part question. When was the last time? And what was the feeling you had when they hit that rank?
So I helped develop 2 new silvers last month. And to be honest, I was more excited when I helped them develop silver than when I went senior gold.
I love that. Okay, Nelisa, I think is your name. Nelisa, is that how you say it? 2 days ago? That's a huge accomplishment.
I did on the first unexpectedly late at night, and I was so excited I almost couldn't go to sleep.
So fun. Developed 2 senior silvers last month. Hey, Jordan Roddenberry, way to go. Okay, well, y'all keep reading the chat, but the truth is, like, this business is not fun until you're duplicating. That is the truth. And so I'm super, super, super passionate about this topic. It was definitely a pivoting point in my own business and something I had to get way out of my comfort zone and doing the scary things in order to start duplicating. But the truth is, like, I would not be here today if I did not start leading my business with this mindset of duplication. And I feel like a lot of y'all are in the same boat because truthfully, gold to ruby is the hardest shift, 100%. That's exactly why we started these calls for you guys in your season. This is when you have to start implementing those leadership qualities. You have to start getting out of your comfort zone. You have to start duplicating. You have to start talking about the business and sharing about those wins. And so this is a really, really, really fun topic. I would love for it to be interactive. And like I said, I have several girls who are going to be sharing because they are in crazy momentum and crazy duplication right now. But if at any point you'll have a question, please either drop it in the chat, or if we're done speaking, you can unmute and just jump in. But I do have a little PowerPoint I'm going to share. So let me see if I can do this. And if one of y'all can tell me if you can see this, that would be lovely.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. All right, let's do this thing. So, hello. If y'all don't know me, I am Chandler Sanderson. Been with Plexus 5.5 years on the products, and with the business about 5 years. I'm Emerald. We're holding very steady, and hopefully we'll be Sapphire in the next 6 months. It has been a very, very, very long journey, but like I said, this topic is very near and dear to my heart because I had to get way out of my comfort zone, overcome some pride things, and just really like stop caring about what other people think, in order to get at this point in my business where I was able to duplicate and have something that actually grows when I take a day off, or I go on vacation and I come back to, like, my team has added 20 or 30 people and I didn't have to go personally add those people. That is the joy of duplication. It's having a business that grows even in your absence, because we get paid down to 7 levels out. And that is the beauty with network marketing. So I love this quote from John Maxwell. My screen is going to be right in the way. There we go. You can't lead without people, which means you need to learn to like people if you want to lead well. When you like people and treat them as individuals who have value, you begin to develop positive influence with them. I came from a background of sales, and so I was all about transactional relationships. It was like, quick, let's make an exchange. We're going to make money and then we're going to get out of here. I did that for several years professionally. And so getting into this business, I had to learn a lot about relationships. and actually how to like people. I never really did sports growing up. And so working with people and needing people was actually a fear of mine. I didn't know how to like collaborate or like have deep, meaningful relationships with people. That was a very new thing for me with Plexus. And so I had to grow a lot in actually finding joy in people, being okay with relationships, even if they said no to Plexus, and still trying to maintain relationships, even if they say no to Plexus, even 5 years into this. Because ultimately, like people are a business. That's the entirety of our business. And so if we're not, going into it with that mindset, like you may as well just quit, because we have to learn to love people in this business. Oh, no, that's not where it's supposed to go. Nope. Okay, maybe this is the next slide. Okay, this is the next slide. Just kidding. So here are my girlfriends who are going to be sharing with you guys. Fun fact, I did not know any of them before Plexus. Haley is a level 2 of mine, and she was introduced through a mutual friend who I also met on Instagram. She will be emerald in the next 90 days. She has an incredible team, so much duplication happening on their team. And she is just like the queen of momentum. Like she just had her baby number 2 a couple weeks ago, and they're just blowing up. They have so many new silvers, senior silvers, gold, senior golds. Like it's just truly incredible to watch. Allie is her level 1, who in the same fashion, like has her own set of unique skills and personality. But is just duplicating like crazy, because you can just feel how much she loves people. And then Hunter is her level 1, who just went senior gold. Both of these girls just ranked up last month, by the way. And she's just incredible. Her and her mom are doing this thing together, and they're like adding every single person that they come in contact with, I'm pretty sure. And they all have several legs. They all have several leaders who are growing their business. And so I'm just really excited for y'all to hear from them tonight. But I did include their Instagram handles if you guys want to start following them, because they are good people to follow. Okay, so I'm going to share a few tips, and then I'm going to pass the baton. So my first tip is don't look for the one, look for the willing. The truth is anyone can and should do this business. I hear so much of the time, if I could just get that one person who's going to take me all the way, if I could just find that one unicorn, that one runner. I have been there. I'm pretty sure I've said that a million times, but I will tell you right now, you will not just grow your business on the one person. You will grow your business on the willing dozens of people who it takes to get there. And like I said, anyone can and should go silver. Like they don't have to have a crazy amount of influence. They don't have to have a crazy amount of leadership qualities. They just have to be willing to go silver. I've helped several people go silver, and that was the extent of their business, because they didn't want a business. They just wanted to help a few friends, maybe get their products covered. And when you have several of those people in your boat on the same month that are all doing the same things, and they're all helping their husband and their mom and their sister, your business is going to start growing like crazy. And eventually some of those new silvers are going to say, I think I want some more of this. That paycheck was pretty nice. What's the next rank? Gold? Okay, sweet. What do I need to do to get there? And that is the joy. So some tips that I wanted to share with y'all on this topic of finding the willing. Tip number 1, please stop saying, no one wants to do this business with me. I've had so many coaching calls where girls are like, no one wants to do this with me. Y'all, what you focus on expands. And if you're focusing on no one wants to do this, no one will want to do this, because you are dang sure not going to be leading your business in confidence. You're not going to be leading your business with joy and happiness. You're not going to be sharing your business wins if you automatically assume that no one wants to do this with you. Share about your business often. Even if you have not added a single person, share about where you're going to go. If you have added that person, share about that one. Share about how they're using the bathroom, or how you just earned your first paycheck and it's going to cover your pedicure for the month. We have to be sharing about the business consistently and often in order to show people that we actually have a business and we're open for business and we're taking on new business builders. Tip number 2, get on the phone. because that speaks next level confidence that you can lead them to all the places that they're envisioning. I was very guilty of hiding behind my phone for a long time. And I'll never forget the very first person I ever took the plunge on and decided to call her. It was a girl that I was dating a guy. Okay, this is the story. I was dating a guy in middle school. He was like my first boyfriend. I was like swooning over this guy. Okay. Found out he was cheating on me with this girl who is very precious, by the way. And now they're married and have 3 kids together. This was in 7th grade. So it's just really funny that she came to me needing Plexus. Now she's one of my absolute best customers and I love her to death. But she was the first person I ever called on the phone. I was terrified that I was going to say the wrong thing, terrified of what would she think of me? What if I look dumb? Oh my gosh, what if she tells me no? And I have to just sit there and receive it? Like, how am I going to survive through that? I got through it. I asked her if she wanted to go silver and she said, no, thank you. And guess what? I survived. I survived. And she's been taking the products now 5.5 years. She still doesn't do the business and that is okay. But we will never know how to do it and just until we just try to do it. And we have to get into the routine of doing those scary things consistently in order to get better. Tip number 3, work your business with how would a diamond show up mentality. I always loved that exercise of like putting yourself in that diamond shoes, whether it's like Brooke Hemingway or Emily Gibson or Jessica Heffley, whoever that person is that you like aspire to grow your business towards, like put yourself in their shoes for a day and say, how is this person going to show up on social media? Would this person be calling their customers or would they be hiding behind a text? Would this person be making training videos or would they be, looking for someone else's training videos to use? Like truly just doing things out of your comfort zone in a way that you feel like diamonds would be showing up. And then tip number 4, influence is earned. So we have to be working on our mindset. We have to be doing things out of our comfort zone that make us nervous and scared. If your gut instinct is to say no to something, I challenge you to like dig into that and just say yes. I'll never forget the first time Jordan asked me to lead a book study and I wanted to puke. I was like, I hate reading. I don't read consistently and I definitely don't want to lead a book study. But I did it. And now I do them all the time for my team because I know that it holds me accountable to reading. And it's just something that I have grown so much through. So those are my tips on looking for the willing. And like I said, when you have a lot of people who are all wanting to share, not even the ones that want the business, you just have a lot of people who want to share in the same month. That's what creates energy. That's what creates momentum. And those things are what fuel a rank up. My second tip that I have for you guys is people will quit. Like people will quit, period. Normalize it and y'all need to remove your emotion. I wanted to pull some stats for you guys because I'm all about like just knowing the facts and what it's going to take for me to get somewhere. So as I was on the treadmill tonight, I looked through my back office and this is just kind of a rough estimate. So don't quote me on this, but over the past 5 years, I have been with Plexus. I've had over 20 level 1s that have gone senior silver or above. I think 11 of those, maybe 12 have gone gold. I would have to look and double check, but those are all level 1s to me. Okay. So 20 or more senior silver, 11 or 12 of those have gone gold. Today, I only have 7 active. And that's, I think 7 as of yesterday. It was 6 the day before yesterday. And that sucks. Like that freaking sucks. And so I'm not here to paint this like beautiful picture of, oh yeah, it's going to be super easy. And everyone you sign up is going to stick with you for life. And they're all going to go jewel and they're all going to be your best friends. Like that may be the case. But more than likely not, because a majority of people will quit. What we do is very unconventional and what we do is difficult. It takes a lot of intentional mindset work. And most people are not willing to do things out of their comfort zone. Most people are not willing to make training videos or get on stage at convention or lead a book study. Most people are not willing to, do personal development every single day. And these are things that are required of us to grow as leaders. And so most people will quit, even the people that go gold. So what I wanted to conclude with that piece was, even with those stats, last month, we had over 66 people on my team earn a paycheck. So even though I only have 6 or 7 active level 1s right now, 66 people are earning a paycheck on a consistent basis. And then that number grows every single month. And that is the power of duplication, y'all. That is helping people who help people who help people who help people. And in return, you're growing a wildly successful business that you don't have to go to bed every night stressing over. So I think that's all I wanted to share. Y'all can see how passionate I am because I'm getting red. I can feel it. The heat is on, y'all. Okay. Haley Ross is next. Really excited to hear from y'all. She is the queen of duplication, exudes confidence. And like I said, she'll be enrolled in the next 90 days. Her team's just blown up. So I'm really excited for y'all to hear from her. You ready?
Okay. Well, I feel like you hyped me up and now I'm like, oh God. Hi, I'm Haley Ross. I'm a senior Ruby and I am part of Chandler's team, obviously. So last month was really fun for us. She's actually my best friend and she did not want to do this business at all, y'all, like at all. I'm going to talk about this real quick because I need to share her story a little bit. She told me no and no and no. And she was like, oh, I don't ever want to do that. Like, okay, cool. But I was like, oh man, but she's my best friend. This would be so much fun to do with. And her name is Allison and she's actually going to talk tonight. And y'all, she went Ruby last month. And the only reason she started is because I got her husband on the products first. He was like, me and him are both ADHD, like as all get out. And so we talked about it and we were like, oh, active and this and that. And so then she kind of started dabbling in the active and she was like, oh, I like that. And then she was like, maybe I could do the business, but no, I don't think so. And then now she's a Ruby. So it can be for anyone. Anyways, this slide says, do it scared and forget about what others might think. This was really huge for me when I started to duplicate because I didn't even want to share about this business. I told Chandler it was a pyramid scheme and I would never do it. And she was like, okay, it's not. And, you know, my husband was really supportive from the beginning, but I was like, I'll never post about it because I don't want anyone to think like I'm being that girl. And I know like there's probably a ton of you, like you can raise your hand. Like, have you ever thought like, I don't want to be that girl. I can't be that girl. I was the queen of that. I actually did a poll on my Instagram the other day that was like, I can't be that girl, but like, I'm curious. And so many people voted on it. And then I reached out to them and they totally ghosted me. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to write their name down. I'm going to come back to them because they're obviously curious about something, but they're worried about what other people think. I have a really good friend that's always like, opinions are not yours. Like they don't belong to you and they don't matter. And I really, really, really had to learn that in this business because I didn't want to share. Well, if you're not sharing, then you're just doing it by word of mouth. And I did it by word of mouth all the way up until gold. And I was like, I'm good with that. That's okay. And then I was like, well, what if I just make one post? What could I do? And then I quickly saw that other people wanted to do it. And so then I kind of just got to the point where like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it scared. And there's going to be people that think I'm that girl and like, they can unfollow me and they can just not follow me about that. And, I have a really hard time when people don't like me. Shocking. But now in this business, like I've learned like, it doesn't matter. And some people love it and some people hate it. And doing it scared has been, really huge for us. And I feel like, I mean, I talked to my best friend about the business and I was kind of anxious about what she was going to say anyways. And now she's a Ruby. Like I did that scared thinking, you know, we're best friends, but I know she doesn't want to do it. And I kept talking to her. Y'all, it took her like a year. Her husband was on the products for quite a while before she started sharing and taking the products herself. Also, I just want to talk about like, sorry, I have notes. Oh, I never shared about the business because I felt like it was showy and braggy a little bit. This was a fear I had to overcome, and I've talked to Chandler about it. Brittany Duke and I don't know if y'all know her, but you should because she's amazing. But we talked about it a lot because I love my job and I don't have like, I don't want to stay at home. I don't want to, so it was hard for me to talk about the business because I felt like I was bragging in a way. Um, like I never posted that we bought a brand new Tahoe and we paid it off in a year. And that was because of Plexus. I never posted that because I was so chicken. And so I talked to Brittany Duke and I talked to Chandler and I talked to, also I like earned this call with Jessica Heffley and she told me, she was like, what if like you're the answer to someone's prayer? What if you're not bragging, you're showing someone like what you did and it could be the answer to what someone needs, the opportunity that someone needs. Just because you don't want to be a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean that you can't share about this business. And I really struggled with that at first because I mean, my not entire upline, but a lot of my upline is a stay-at-home mom and they do this business amazingly and they share about that, like getting to stay home with their kids. And I just didn't know how to share about it in a non-bragging way or what I felt like was bragging. So I finally started doing that and it worked out. I started sharing about having a house cleaner and like what could that do for you? Having more date nights with your husband. Um, just an extra $100, $200. And I finally feel like I'm not bragging about it. Like I'm showing others that you can have substantial income from two places, or you can, if you do want to be a stay-at-home mom, like this can replace your income. Like I got out of coaching and it completely surpassed all of that, what I'm doing now. And it's amazing. But I had to do it scared and I had to get over myself. And I had to get over what other people thought. Okay, yeah, that's all I got on that one. And then find your groove and always mention the business. Okay, so I might ruffle a few feathers here, but I do not lead every conversation with the business. I just don't. But I do, however, always mention it. A lot of the time, like if I post a business post and someone likes that, I will reach out to them about the business and talk to them and then fall back on the products if they're not interested in the business yet. If they like a product post, I always start with the products because once they love their products and they believe in the products and they believe, and I build that belief in themselves, like I feel like they're more willing to hear about the business side. I sometimes, and that's what's worked for me personally. I know everyone's different, but that has really worked for me. Also, I have had, like Chandler was saying about the golds that have quit. I've had 4 golds on my team. 2 have completely quit and they're just taking the products. And then 2 are not re-ranking gold at all. And when that happened, I was like, okay, well, I'm done with that. I mentioned the business and I thought they were going for it and now they're not. So I'm not going to do that. And y'all, they quit before I ever even went Ruby. So like the new girls on our team is because of like culture and fun and mentioning the business and like honestly just building belief in them. And they built belief in the products first. I had to build belief in the products before I could take off with the business. That was just how I felt personally. Now I did go silver. Like I was like, my mom, my dad, my husband were doing it with me. Anyone and everyone can go silver. I totally agree with Chandler on that. But like, I just feel like mentioning the business to everyone is totally what you should do. I don't start every conversation with it, but I do bring it up. Like it may be a month after they've started and they're telling me all their wins. I'm going to mention the business. It may be 2 months after and they're like, oh, it's just really expensive, but like, I really love this. So then I'm like, let's get them paid for it. Let's talk about this. And then, yeah, so that's just kind of what, works for me. And then I also really have learned, like had to learn, like to stop dragging people. Like if they're not coachable, they're not willing, they're not going to duplicate. Like you can't force them to duplicate. I had a girl that I pretty much did it all for her and then she quit on me and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I will never do that again. Like if they're willing, they're going to work, they're going to duplicate it with your guidance, of course. But like if you're having to drag them, it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth it because you're dragging them when you could be finding another potential business builder. Like you could be building that belief in someone else, like a happy product taker that could just take off. Like I had no idea. Well, I knew deep down that Allie could do it, but she didn't even want to share, y'all. And she was like, I don't know if I can go silver. But her husband liked the product. She liked the products. And now she's a Ruby and has like so much drive and huge goals. So I kind of feel like you just to find your groove and then go with it. That's all I got. Does anyone have questions?
Haley Ross, I have a question.
Yes.
How many times have you rebuilt your business in the
Oh,
past
God.
year and a half that you've been here?
I don't even know, like 3, 4.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every single time she wanted to quit, she's like, well, this is it. This is my team and no one wants to work. So I guess this is as far as I go. And I'm like, oh no, it's time to saddle up and get some new faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, just had to throw that out there. Okay. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Allie, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, I'm Allie. My name's Allison, but Haley calls me Allie, so now everyone calls me Allie, and it's just awesome. I love it. So my first tip, I don't want to say it's a little boring, but it's maybe not as motivating, but building belief in products, I feel like, is so crucial to getting people to duplicate, because if they're not seeing results and they don't think it's worth sharing about, then obviously it's not going to go anywhere. So that just kind of looks like what we all do all the time: troubleshooting, just taking care of people. It's not just sight them up and peace out, hope everything goes good. It's that constant, like every other day follow up. How's your water? How's your bowel movements? All those like little things that kind of seem like mundane and boring. Like that customer care builds the belief, which can then turn into a business builder. So I think that's like step number 1, super crucial. Not super fun, but or flashy, but super important, taking care of your customers first to build that belief. And then we take the next step and like be a hype girl. All right. So like building that belief in themselves that you're like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to take this business? And then always like hyping them up. You can do it. You can do it. So like that leads me into my story about Hunter, who is our newest senior gold. She is my childhood best friend. And I called her in February and said, hey, I'm doing this business and we never get to see each other. And so let's go on some trips together. Like just try it out and maybe we can go on some trips together. And we went to Nashville, and it was awesome. And we both earned the cruise. And so now we just like get to do life together. So like we don't have to overcomplicate this. Like if there's someone you want to hang out with, call them, tell them you want to go on trips together. But when I asked her, like, what's your goal? Why do you want to do this? What's like a big dream for you? And she has 3 beautiful babies and her car wasn't big enough. And she said, I need a new car. I need a mom car. There's not enough room for all of our stuff. And so she just bought a Suburban and her senior gold, like paycheck, commission, bonus, whatever you want to call it, is covering that payment. And that is just like my joy in this is like she wanted it so bad, and it was my job to like pour belief into her. Like, you can do this, we will do this. And so if you're not just being a hype girl, do it. That's your job. Hype your girls up. Okay, that's all I got on that one, Chandler. Okay, my second tip is you are a human. Like, you have a heart, you have a brain. You're not an alien. You're not a salesman. Like, just be normal. You don't have to be weird. This isn't weird. And this is about like building relationships. It's not about making a sale. I'm sorry.
Your dad, Sean, won the Dodge City Roundup.
Oh, I thought you said he was 11.
No, he's 22.
Oh no, guys, I lost my place.
I gotcha.
Are you good, Chan? Okay.
Sorry.
You're good. So just like talk to people, send messages that are not Plexus related, or go to their profile and see what they've been up to and like make a connection with people. You don't always have to lead with the products or the business. You can just say hey and make a new friend. The other thing, okay, let me look at my notes real quick. Okay, so I put it like, it says be a good human, but I also just want to talk about like just being human, in the sense that like it's okay to tell people that you don't know something. Like if they ask about a product, I'm not really sure, let me talk to someone, let me follow up. Like I feel like a lot of people don't start because they're like, oh, I don't know everything about gut health, I don't even know what a microbiome is, I don't know how to do social media. And so just normalizing that you have also had to learn about the products, or that you still don't know everything, that you're still learning how to make a good post, or you're still learning, about what's in our sleep gummies, and you're still researching. I think just normalizing that allows other people to feel safe. Like, okay, I don't have it all figured out, so I can jump in and we're just going to learn together. So just creating that safe environment for people that like, I'm normal, you're normal, let's just do this, let's be friends and learn along the way. So yeah, short and sweet. That's all I got, Chan.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it's my turn. Okay, can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm in my car. Okay, so I need to real quick, and I'll be really fast, add to Allie's story. I didn't plan on sharing this, but I have to. Not only did I just get my family a new car, when I signed up with Plexus, I had $0 in my bank account. 0. I didn't tell my husband. I logged on, Venmo'd it up. I knew he was getting paid in 2 days. Came out perfect time. All is fine. Here we are 5 months later. But I took that leap of faith only because I trusted almost my entire life with Allison. So I have to add to what she said. You have got to build that friendship, that belief with these people, because once you have that, I promise you, they're going to take off. They're going to believe every word that comes out of your mouth. And so that just goes in with this slide that I have. Be their friend. Encourage them with their, not even just their business Plexus dreams, encourage them with their personal dreams. If they're struggling in their marriage or at their job, just constantly be the good in their life. Chan, I think I'm ready for the next slide. And so that also kind of plays in with their goals. I have a team meeting every Monday night at 9 o'clock my time. I know it seems really late, but that's what time works for us here in Colorado because our kids are asleep. And I always try to ask them, what's your goal for this week, for this month, for 5 months? Like, what's your goal? So they all have told me, and every one of my girls want to hit gold in the next 2 months. So I sat down and I was up till midnight, and I mapped out their goals and I sent them to them. So I am treating their goals as my own, because I know once they hit their goals, we're going to get people under them, and my goals are going to continue to rise. So sometimes you have to put your goals on the back burner to get them where they need to be, because like I just said, it's continuously helping you no matter what. So those are just as important as your own goals. And in June, I thought I was done with Plexus, really did. And I just took the time and I prayed and I said, God, I need you to help me build a team, because I felt like I was stuck with adding people. And he came through in July. And I know it always doesn't work that fast, but he came through. I have 7 people under me who are wanting to take off with this. Right now, 5 of them are active. But it's coming. I'm consistently sharing about it. And yeah, I mean, I'm new to this, but this is what I've done so far, and it's really been a blessing. So
thank you for sharing that. I love, like, first off, I love these girls. I have done a couple trips with Haley and Allie, and then Hunter I finally got to meet at convention, and like they're such goodness. And so I really hope that y'all took some really good things away from them tonight. I am cheap and do not have the paid version of, how do I get out of this? Stop share. The paid version of Zoom. So we probably don't have enough time for questions because we're all about to get kicked off in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. But if y'all have specific things that you need to say or comments, questions, whatever, y'all feel free to, I don't know, I guess you can message us personally if you want. Or if you have like a Jewel upline somewhere, you can get it to them and relay us the message. Connect with us on Facebook, connect with us on Instagram. These girls, like I said, are blowing up and will all be, you know, well on their way to Emerald in the next 6 months. I have no doubt. Okay, there's a couple questions here. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't think we have time. Instagram handles. Yes. Let me see if I can pull those up really, really fast. Share screen. All right. Can y'all see those? Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you ladies for sharing. I know this was way out of your comfort zone. They texted me right before our call and they were like, oh my goodness, I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. Y'all, this is how you grow leaders, asking them to do scary things and doing it with them. So just like signing up a new VIP, just like making their first post, like we have to be helping them take those next steps because this is how leaders are created. This is how you get people to duplicate. So anyways, I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you for letting us share and have a great evening. Bye.